He took
And he was, I'm not just saying that because you're visiting. Dad was a very popular guy in the place.
in Ardois or in Ireland?
in Ardois and parts of Ireland as well, yeah. When
In about 5.5 miles, take a slight left turn.
you still haven't climbed that amazing hill yet, no?
I never saw.
Not quite.
We're going down a hill. Is that wrong?
Yeah.
John,
You're completely wrong.
John,
Yes.
Other side of the road,
you're not
Sean.
driving, are you?
Stop.
He is, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
You need to up the hill.
Right.
Yeah, we're going down.
We're going down, and then we're gonna go.
Oh, now we're going up.
So
So he was
Where are you
popular.
going?
He was popular with the ladies.
Very popular. Yeah, he really was. Yes.
It
He
skips
also
a generation.
owed me some money
when you said
because this is true. He loved dancing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And he would cycle up to 30 miles with friends.
30.
Yeah, cycle.
Wow.
Now don't forget we hadn't speed bicycles. We had just a very basic thing.
Yeah.
And you go that distance to go to dances. But anyway,
60
there was
miles.
a very well-known band from UK came across,
Mm-hmm.
and it was going to be expensive. He didn't have the money. Now
Yeah.
I as a little lad, I used to save. I had this post office book, and I used to save about 6p or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And after 40 stamps, I got a pound, which is a pound was more than my father got as an old age pensioner.
Yeah.
So I had this money, and Dad didn't have enough to go to dance.
Yeah.
So I needed another shilling to make it up to a pound. So he gave me a shilling and said, "Will you go?" So I cycled 4 or 5 miles into the post office, got the money, and off he went to the dance with his friends.
And he never paid
And
you
came
back.
back with a few other. So I mentioned last time I saw him, I said, "You still owe me money."
Oh my gosh.
But no, Dad was popular. It really was, and the people he went around with were good. Girls didn't love him because he looked after people
Yeah.
and had a lovely reputation.
His grandma used to let him go out at night, didn't she?
Who?
Grandma.
Oh yeah, Grandma. My mum was much younger, 26 years younger than my father,
Right.
and much younger than most of the other mums in the town. And she loved music, and she'd often stay up at night and ask John to find out what was going on. And she always knew, and people knew. He had to tell her what was going on, otherwise she'd find out anyway.
Sounds familiar.
She loved him.
Didn't he hide his bike? She used to let him go out at night and...
No, nothing, no.
No.
But also, when you go down to Nyan, I mean, you're still on the way down.
Yeah.
Have you gone down? There's quite a large river on the way down.
Yeah.
We just passed
Yes.
it. Just passed it right now.
Just went over it.
Now that's a very well-known salmon river.
Oh.
Salmon.
Okay,
Oh, there's a fishery right
and
there.
you carry on, and you've got a number of houses on your right as you go along. Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
and further along, okay, you'll come across a what do you call it? Not a cottage,
Ashley.
no, a house. My memory is going. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Some guy.
I think the house is Kenneth got.
Okay, he's got a house.
He's a lovely cottage on the way down. On the way down, you'll come across my cousin Kenneth's house. Kenneth was a famous weaver.
Right.
Yeah.
We saw the tweed factory thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He no longer does it, but he's got a lovely bungalow,
You should go up there.
and there's a long lane going up, and it stands out because it's facing the sea.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted to stop and find him, anybody there along the roads would be able to tell you where Kenneth is.
Okay.
Or,
It'd be really great to see him.
or do you want to just carry on?
Well, yeah, I think we might see him tonight.
Okay, good. That's possible. All right. So do carry on. Yeah.
We are.
You find the find on the left. You find the sea, lovely, wonderful beaches there.
Oh, yeah.
Pull over.
Yeah.
In the church.
Yeah, sure, okay.
How to get
Oh,
to
no.
the church.
In this little pull out. No, to the left.
Did
So you carry on for another, I suppose, about another 10 minutes over
Okay.
the hills, and you'll see the spire of the church in the distance.
is Mara there?
Yes, yes.
Now, what was?
And we're hoping, Neve and ourselves, we are also planning to get the names of people. Like, Joe's name isn't up there yet. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got my mum and dad.
Well, I'm
and
still
Maura.
alive. I'm still alive, so my name shouldn't be up there yet.
Yeah, you're still alive.
How much space do you do?
But my brother Joe's ashes, we buried them about 2 years ago in the family grave.
Oh, okay. So he's with. What?
When you come to the top of a big hill and you look down, you'll see the church in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in there, and you pull alongside the church, and into the church, turn right, and the grave is just along as you go into the church. You can't miss it.
And
The
how
family names are there.
how old was she?
And
Mora.
how old? My mum was in her 60s when she died.
Maura's 29.
Maura was 29. She was a nurse,
She was a nurse.
and she got tuberculosis. At that time, there wasn't a cure for it. I got it much later, but we had streptomycin in my time, so
Did you-
I survived.
Oh, my God.
Did you take care of her, or did my father take care of her?
Your father did. Oh, yes. He loved her. Yes. Yes. And yeah, when she could no longer sort of walk, he used to carry her up to the fire, and he used to help do her hair and so on. He was, yeah.
Wow.
I think he was. Well, I think that's one of the things that pushed him.
Yes.
He thought there was no future in Ireland, and that whole thing upset him because when they worked in England, they used to get together, and yeah, she looked after him as well.
Yeah. He used
So
to carry down the stairs.
you find my mum's grave, but the hope is Neve. We've been in touch with the one who does the grave.
Mm-hmm.
And just as we were able to get a mass done and have Joe's ashes put in there, hopefully we'll be able to get the names of the rest of the family, like John.
Absolutely.
So
Nice to
he
we
would carry
could add his name onto the headstone.
he would
That'd
carry her
be
down.
nice.
He would carry her down the stairs and curl her hair in the fire.
Yeah. We had a way, what do you call it?
What's that?
For doing Maura's hair. He used to do her hair.
Comb her hair.
Comb her hair and do the
Yeah.
yeah. She, I was in boarding school at the time, studying for the church. God helped him.
And they kicked him out.
I
heard you got kicked out.
remember the morning that I was leaving. I didn't know she had tuberculosis because people didn't talk a great deal about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And particularly if you're studying for the church, there's no way would they accept you. So I remember she gave me a beautiful fountain pen. I had it for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also the sad thing about her passing was that she was dead and buried when I was told.
Oh,
Oh,
Because
God.
Yes, and because they didn't want the church to know that there was TB in the family.
Oh.
And as a matter of fact, I was in hospital recovering from TB years later when I found out that what really happened to her.
What was your mom
Yeah.
like? I heard she was a little crazy.
She was. Oh, my mom lived in Ardra with my uncle Sonny, and the family. And you've met some of the Breslin, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the Breslin family, the older people in the family, the father and mother died quite suddenly. They'd been to the United States and they came back during the, what do you call it, when things went down.
Depression?
And they came back. And first the father died, then the mother. And the oldest of the children was 15. Two of the girls actually stayed with my mother for a couple of years.
Oh wow.
That's name some of them.
Dolores,
Dolores and
Lee,
no, they're the older ones. Stayed with my mother.
Dorothy,
My mother was very kind to them,
Dorothy.
and even
She stayed at your
when
house?
they went back. Sorry.
She stayed in that little house with you guys? In the
Which
little
little house?
the house she grew up in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Wasn't it one bedroom?
yeah. Some of them stayed there.
Was it-
Some of the older ones stayed there.
Was it
You'll
one
forgive
bedroom?
me. I have got a bit of dementia, so things are not so
It's
easy.
okay. It's okay.
No, this is incredible. Thank
Yeah.
you so much
What
for sharing this.
What was your mom like? And I heard she would stick up for you guys when you get in trouble. Is that true?
She was always on our side. I mean, Dad. Well, simply this. Dad, a typical thing. Dad and his friends would be away dancing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And they'd come back in the early hours of the morning. And you think during summertime, yes?
Yes.
Now, it was getting daylight,
Yes.
and my father would be probably up about 6 o'clock.
Yes.
My mother would find his trousers, his work clothes, find them, put them round the back of the house.
Papa's trousers.
Papa's trousers. Put them round the back of the house, and get dressed.
So you go straight to
My dad would brag and tell his neighbors what fine son I've got. He was.
because he'd get up so early, but he was coming home from the bar.
Here's already up and dressed. and he would find a reason then to retell the story of who they'd been out with the night before or what. And he had good friends further up the way.
Yeah.
And they also, the man who had the farm nearby, he was a little bit old, and my brother and another James guy, they always said it was a charitable thing to help this old man. So they would go up and have something to eat with them. He'd get them something to eat and to drink, because they wouldn't have had a breakfast or anything.
Right.
So yes. So there are many stories about him. Yes.
What was it?
I've never had, and my uncle who lives Ignatius is his father. Uncle Sonny loved him, and he would come home on holiday from England and spend times with him, or he wouldn't be seen at all with someone else. Yeah.
What was
So
it?
yeah.
What was a typical day
So
like?
are you near the church? Are you near the church
I
yet?
don't know. We can't tell. I don't think. What's the name of it?
Sorry.
The name of the church? I think we're past it.
It's
Actually.
completely.
So clearly, yeah.
Uh,
As you come down the hill, you must see the church.
okay. I think
We
we're
might be about to go down the hill.
we're going down a big hill now.
Yeah.
Look for the spire.
It's a spire.
The thing at the top.
Yeah.
And if you get to the bottom, if you turn left, you go to Nyan. But if you go to the right and stop by the church,
Okay.
Okay.
Corner.
some
We're at.
Do we have a left turn coming up?
I don't know. I'm
You have the maps on.
Are you in Dublin?
We are. We're not in Dublin, silly. Good one. What was a typical day like, Cahill, for my father?
well, part of the year he would either work in Scotland or England because they had a small farm, yeah,
Yes.
and we had about a few cows, and we had a horse or pony and so on. So they would do that. They would work in the also we call it turf or peat. They would dig
Yes.
that in the fields, dry it up, and that was saved for the winter for fires. The grass, they didn't have tractors to cut the grass. They would have scythes. Yeah.
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 Oh wait.
And a few of the men would get together, say, if I was working in the field, you would probably come and help me. So these
Gotcha.
people would cut a great deal of hay, working non-stop
Is that
during the day and having a break.
is that before school?
Sorry?
Is that before school?
No, this would be as a younger man. Before school, you did odd jobs and so on, milk the cows and so on.
And then you.
But when they were living at home, yeah, as young men, yeah,
Yeah.
you had to cut the hay, shake it about, let it dry, and build it into little stacks. So we'd have them for the cattle during the winter time.
Gotcha.
When all the turf was saved, yeah, for the fires and the grass all, yeah,
Yeah.
saved and put in great mounds. Then there was nothing further to do, so the young men would go to Scotland or England.
5 kilometers.
So Joe went and worked on a lot of hotels.
Yeah.
John worked in Scotland digging drains in the wintertime, pretty rough work.
Yeah.
And they would spend, they would go in sort of September when, yeah, all the farm work was more or less done.
Yeah.
What about
And go on.
when average day for a teenager when you're like 13 or 14? What would an average day for my father be?
Well, 13 to 14, at 14 you'd finish school.
You're done. Okay.
Gotcha.
You're done. Have you got to the church yet?
No, we're
Is that it? Right.
there's a church coming up. We're 4 kilometers from Port New. Is that about?
Oh, you've missed the church then.
In 1 mile, take a slight left turn.
Well, tell us about the church.
So do we pass our house as well?
Sorry? Yeah, you missed it.
Oh. Okay, there's a church right here. I think it looks way too new for us. If I remember correctly.
That's in Port New you are now.
No, we're
not quite.
Can
We're
you flip his screen so he can?
the church here is
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
See this one?
you see
Oh,
this?
hang on. Hey, that's it.
That is
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Perfect.
wow, good
That's
timing.
it.
Oh, wow.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Park your car in front. There's some statues there, aren't there?
Yes.
Yes.
You turn the
I'll
car
show
off.
you. You just parked here.
Park
the
car.
entrance
See your
over
red
there.
car. Go in the gate.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a
Here. Should we go?
We're in
a
a
large
handicap
sort of
spot.
statue as you go into the main gate. Go through the gate.
Dad, we're in a handicap. We're in a handicap spot.
What happened?
That's it.
What you said?
We're in a handicap spot.
That's weird.
It's Sunday. At a church.
It's Sunday.
the front of the church. Yeah, that's the one.
Riley, give me a sec. There's a lot of room over here. Who has the phone? Oh, Dad's the phone.
Yeah. It's. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if it's gonna work, but.
Okay, well, I'll keep this in case. Can I move the car back?
Oh, sorry.
Proceed to the route.
Front of the church. I see a bunch of boils. Those boils. Oh, okay, Dale. Oh, there's two gates. I see Edward Kennedy. Oh, I see a grandfather.
Charles Kennedy.
Charles Kennedy.
His wife's. Oh, their daughter Mora. This is it.
Oh, Dad
Yeah.
is on there. My dad is on there. Yes, they did. They did. Oh, yeah, because it has Curly on there too. It has Curly on there as well. Yes, yes. Do we clean it? Are you telling me to clean it?
That's it there. So it starts off with Maura Kennedy.
Charles.
Yeah, no, it's Charles, Susan, and Mora.
Charles, Susan, and Maura.
Charles, Susan, and Maura. And then,
Boyle over there too.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of boils in here.
yeah, but Joe's name there.
He is.
Joe Curley.
Joe Curley, yes.
It is.
Joe. It says Joe C. Curley. John, yes. My dad's there.
Yeah, I should add.
Yeah.
Can you get closer so you can see it?
Oh,
Didn't
here.
realize they'd put it up. Oh, I can see it now. Hang on, hold it there now. That's it. September. That's it. Oh wow, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell they put it on.
Yeah. But we want to get it redone anyway. But Susan died. Where's John? John's at the
He's right before Curly.
right before Florida. That's it. There you are.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
That's very nice. Thank you for that.
The other story about that is, yes.
Okay. Yes. We're gonna go back in the car because we're gonna come back, but we're gonna head towards the house. So keep talking.
Yeah, carry on.
Carry on. Oh, you want me to change it back to me? Huh? Oh, you want to see me?
I want to see you.
Is that what you're saying?
Right. I should.
Yes. Turn right, not left.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not left. Turn right and go straight up to the right.
Okay.
There's a little river there, isn't there?
Oh, we haven't gotten in the car yet. Is this the church you went to? is this the church you
We don't know how long you're gonna be here.
okay. Hold on. What? We're it's really cold today. Ellie. Okay, here we go. We're on our way. Thank you for this.
That was really cool. Thank you for guiding us there.
We're on our way to.
Can you get on the speaker again?
Lived. Can I get over here?
Sorry, who lived there?
Yeah, you're good, Dad.
The love of your life?
Oh, careful, you're on the wrong side of the road. You're on the wrong side of the road there.
That worked.
In about 2 miles, turn left onto our 261.
I think. We're just trying to get you on speaker. Do you know? Oh shoot. Just okay. May the bridge. Now we're going uphill.
Well,
Can't hear it. Tell him to.
We're gonna. Okay. Is that it?
Do you want to look on?
okay, that's fine. Well, make sure we're connected. Okay, we are connected though. Was that a WhatsApp message call?
No, it was Messenger.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Just type in messenger.
Yeah.
Or just go to my recent tabs.
Sorry, my dad wanted to hang up on you.
Okay, now we're going up a hill.
I don't think this is not the right
Going
way.
up a hill. And there's a house on the right.
Is it?
There.
Oh, yes.
Yes, a white house. Oh wait, there's a little white house on the right.
Okay, going up the hill.
And then on the left. On the left. There we are. Carry on.
Carry
Carry
on.
On the left, there's a nice house. That's it.
Passing this one.
Keep your cameras straight for me.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry. There's a little greenhouse. The first house on the left is pretty far up there. Is that a river to the left?
Yeah, there's water out there.
That's the river that goes down along our field here.
Oh.
That's our house went to the back of the. Hang on. Now on the left.
Yes.
This should be our house. Long below. Let's
No.
have a look.
That's not it.
Slowly past it.
That's not it yet. That's not it. That's way too.
No, that's not it.
That's not it.
Carry on. It's a new house I haven't seen before. Carry on.
There's more to the right.
Carry on. Carry on. There've been a few houses built there now. Carry on a little bit. On the left, we're looking for the house.
Yeah, this was not. Oh, I think it's here. I think I see it.
It was here.
They've added on.
That's it.
Yes.
The little
that's it.
porch.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
It doesn't have a thatched roof anymore.
No. No, we never had a thatched roof.
Oh.
Oh,
Now,
so-
if you
Oh,
stop
look at
there, okay,
Yes.
go a little bit far. You see those with the doors? There were the barns
Yes,
where the
yes.
cattle and all were. Yeah?
that's where your cattle was?
Now, and there's a little, and the grass bit there. This has all been bought and sold. But if you were to find somebody, if you went down where those barns are, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? You come to the lake. And that is all our land.
On the lake?
Yeah,
all
the
the way
lake
down.
was a few miles long.
Oh wow.
We had a good. That was we had our neighbours. We all had part of that. And my mother, when springtime came, yeah, don't forget we didn't have washing machines.
Right.
Yeah.
I was a little lad, go with her, and we would go down to the lake, and I'd put a fire on to heat water,
Okay.
and she washed the clothes there and put them on the bushes.
Wow.
In the meantime, I used to hunt for eels.
What?
Eels.
Did you ever get
Eels.
any?
For eating?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
And then we'd also put a little kettle on, boil some water, and make some tea.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
It was the house. It was added on, wasn't it?
The front of the house, the porch was added on. Yeah, we always had a slate house. And Joe sold the old house. Yeah. So, right.
Yeah.
When you've seen that, you have to turn back again.
Okay.
Didn't you have an outside toilet?
Oh yeah, we had an outside toilet. And
No,
the
you got to
toilet would have been. We had this. That was most people didn't have toilets.
Yeah.
So we had one little one done with a bucket and so on. Very big. Because my mother
Behind the rock.
had a reputation because we were not far from the sea. So she sold eggs, chickens, and so on. And so visitors would come, and they'd always go to Susanna, they called her. And
Yeah.
she'd get the chickens and things for people. And over the years, many people would come and spend a holiday there. Some would come and help my father off the farm, but people from Belfast would come.
Wow.
And again, your dad was very close, very friendly with one of the girls that came from Belfast every year. He decided he should show her more of the land and the fields.
Yeah.
So the story was that the dad was very good at showing her around. Way out into the fields.
So was this
And
just a
my
one?
mother may come in, my mother would say, "Are you all right, Sean? Where have you been?" Oh, he said, there was somebody trying to break into our land, and I got rid of them. I mean, I can picture him now. Oh, the other thing was his close friend who ran the co-op, called the Co-op in Yarn. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a greyhound, racing greyhound, now retired, and was used for breeding. He wasn't allowed to keep it where he worked, and suddenly this greyhound appeared. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mother wasn't told, and she heard something coming from the hen house. And I think he had half killed one of the hens, but he had eaten and smashed many of the eggs. And it took some persuasion on my father's part to let it stay. Because I remember, this is, you stop me when if I get boring.
No, this is the opposite.
Well, as a little guy, I go into the co-op in Yarn. I didn't have a bicycle, you'd walk or run, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the greyhound would come with me. And the first times I didn't realize that greyhounds love sweets so much. So those big old jars would be on the counter. And the next thing you'd find the greyhound with the head down in there, wandering around. Yeah, it was, yeah. So anyway, if you're going to Portneuf, you need to turn around.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we
Back
will.
by the church.
Perfect.
Was the house? It had no electricity, right? Obviously, and no
No, the
In the early days,
toilet
no.
was outside.
We had candles,
candle.
and then we had we called a lamp. It was a lamp with a little vase thing on it, and it would light up. I can't
The
remember.
oil one.
You had a little oil one, but this was the other one. Anyway, it took years to have that done.
How
But
did
yeah.
how did you all fit in there?
Sorry.
How'd you sleep? What was it sleeping? Because there was only one loft, right? It was a loft and just one room. When I was in
We
it.
didn't really use the loft because it was so. It was no airing in it, except when visitors came. My father and I would be sent up there. No, there wasn't. We used to have the kitchen right in the middle.
Yeah, I remember. And but
A
there's
turf fire, and Maura, the girls would have the one room, and we shared a room with parents.
okay, because there's 7 of
So
you.
I remember when I think John or Joe had measles or something. Then we all put it back together. So when we passed it on, but I don't know. But
Well, you were much younger, right? You were 10 years. Were you 14 years younger?
we what?
Well, you're younger than my father by 14 years.
Yeah. By 14 years, I think so. Yeah.
Really?
I remember. Yeah, I remember the time when I was 7, 8, and I used to do things with them. For example, in Ardra, the first of the month they had a fair, and a fair was a market, a big market.
Yeah.
And the children in the schools in Ardra had the day off. But although we were part of that setup, and we, for example, on the first of the month, my father and John, I'd walk with them the miles,
Yeah.
and we'd be taking a cow or a calf or a bullock up to the market to be sold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd walk
Yeah.
all that way
To our drawer. Yeah, that's correct.
to Ardra. And then one of the there are a number of places they had a plain tea or meat tea, whatever they called it. Little places, and you went in and had something to eat. And where you had the music last night, that is one of the famous places where people, you put if you bought a cow or bought something or sold something, you would put it in their yard. Nancy's yard. Don't know what it's called. Nancy's yard.
Wow.
And you obviously went in. The men went in and had their Guinness, whatever it was.
Yeah.
The ladies, there was a room they could go into and have a chat. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bunch of different rooms.
Yeah. And the sheep would be all along the sides of the road, tied together.
To be
And
sold
a lot
for the market.
of the guys that came from the mountains. Yeah.
Brought their sheep with them?
They brought their sheep and lambs and sold them there. They were rich guys. Those were the ones who had the sheep.
Yeah.
How did you make
Yeah.
money? How did your family make money throughout the year?
We grew potatoes. Lots of potatoes.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. And we dug. And don't forget, we didn't have a tractor, so in the fields everything was done with a spade, digging.
Oh.
Gosh.
And you might have 3 men working together. And the other thing was get camaraderie, and you help each other.
Yeah.
So of course, Dad. Let's say my father it was his day. So my dad, Joe, was most of the time in England because he didn't get on well with my father anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Because he was crazy.
so John and Joe up the road and others, maybe 3 or 4 of the men would be working together, chatting away
Yes.
and talking about their exploits and who was going out with who and all the rest of
Right.
it. And they'd come in for a break then, and my mother would have made her own bread. Yeah. She made a butter. She made the butter.
Oh.
She sold butter.
Oh.
We had a naval commander lived 2 doors away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother supplied eggs, chickens, and to all those people, and to other people. She had tons of chickens and so on. Now, if you all turned up from Ardra, probably being at church in Ardra, you meet visiting friends, okay, you would cycle down maybe to Kilclooney to that and have mass there.
Yeah.
And the chances are that a few people would probably decide they would stay over.
Yeah.
And I watched my mother going into the, you would call it the backyard,
Yeah.
and getting hold of a chicken, twisting the neck,
Yeah.
and then put him in the pot, and they'd have a meal together.
Wow.
Because I remember, so that's, and they would, some of them, like the girls, might stay the next night, or that night, and all the neighbors would turn up, and there'd be a dancing in the house as well. Yeah.
Who played
So-
the music?
Sorry?
Who played the music for the dancing?
There was always somebody, what do you call it? Well, we had radio. We had a radio which was run by batteries. So
Gotcha.
they'd have some music from. I remember someone coming from American forces
Would have
in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. But also there'd always be somebody would turn up with an accordion.
Oh.
An accordion.
Yeah.
People played the accordion.
Wow.
Sometimes there'd always somebody who played the fiddle and
Oh, wow.
these
Yeah.
things. Or they were just him or whatever it would be. Yeah. But that was, and then
There's just people singing.
as people sang, you knew your songs. You'd get somebody selling you. Yeah. They talked about dancers. There was always something, and there was always, and they may be called box seed. They got potatoes and mashed them and put them through a stocking and so on, and they used a lot of butter and different things. But yeah, there was a whole variety of things going on.
Wow.
Oh yes, the blood from what do you call it, to make
blood pudding. Red
what do
pudding.
you make of blood?
Black pudding.
Sorry.
Black pudding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
puddings. Yeah.
Was-
yeah. Mara was good. Mara was good at that. But my mother baked a lot and did things.
Did
And she was 26 years younger than my father.
right.
Yeah.
And whereas the other women were older, my mother was by far the youngest, and she never grew up. My mother just loved the music and dancing. And there's a
Yes.
small,
that's
opposite
so
the
fun.
church, there's a small little place.
Yeah, I heard she was
And
a.
in the evenings you could hear the bands playing, and my mother would be out just listening. And I remember very well. I don't know how she ended up down there once, and
Yeah.
your dad was at I love telling people, and he pointed out this guy. He said that was your mum's. That's your mum's. Your mum's girlfriend. She was known by people. Yeah. And as I say, at night when he came in late, my mother would usually be up, but she'd have to get all the news. And if he didn't tell us, she'd find out anyway.
And was Curly was the crazy one, wasn't he, with my father?
Yeah.
He had some
Connie wasn't one for education.
right.
He had a rough time at school. He was in a different way. He was quite a character, but yes, he managed to stay away from school quite a bit. Had the cane. We used the cane then. The cane people caned.
Oh, wow.
If they didn't go to school.
Well, you were caned. I mean, I remember it was a cousin of mine was the teacher at the time, and I remember like you would be tested on spellings and so on, and if you got your maths wrong, you got the cane.
Oh my
Because
God.
that's the normal thing. Oh yes, I believed in anything my brother told me. Yeah.
Which one? Which one? What would he tell you?
John.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, and I was. Please, if I go on too much, don't be afraid.
No,
No. This is incredible.
When we had about 50 people in the school, so you had from 4 to 10, whatever it was, and there were infants, yeah?
Yes.
And then the rest were juniors, and you up to 14. And in the junior class, everybody could be working because you had some at a certain level doing maths, and others would be standing in a group just preparing our reading.
Gotcha.
And then we'd be tested on the spellings, and if you got many of them wrong, you got a cane. And anyway, I used to get into a bit of bother. But
Oh yeah?
anyway, having been talked off a few times, your brother said to me, and this is very well had been well documented later, because I became head of that school for a short time.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Anyway, going back to what happened, you were standing, and if you held your book up,
Yeah.
he couldn't always see what you were doing, and he warned me in Gaelic to get on your reading.
In Gaelic?
My
And
father
the second time, he caught me and he flung the blackboard duster at me.
Oh.
I ducked, and he cracked the glass behind me, which
Oh.
didn't happen. Anyway, I don't know. I can't remember now, but I got into trouble for something in the playground, and I was called up to him and hold your hands out.
Yeah.
I was going to be caned,
Right.
Yeah.
and I didn't. I put my side.
Oh.
Hold the hands out. I said, no, I'm not. Who told you? She said, my brother's John. Said I wasn't to do it. Hold a hand out to you for caning. I didn't deserve it.
Did you get more
Years
trouble?
later, when I was on, the head teacher had been seriously ill, and I was home on holiday, and the local priest sent a message. Like when a priest sent a message to you, it's like being called by the Pope. So the priest sent a message to go and see him, and he said to me, "This is a Friday." I was working on the turf in Bordeaux at the time. I used to cycle 13 miles with Joe at this time.
For school?
And back, and the priest called me. He said, "Your master, the teacher, has had a heart attack, and I want you to go and teach on Monday."
Oh my
Oh
God.
wow.
Now,
How old were you?
I had done. We called it the leaving cert or whatever it was in college,
Yeah.
but certainly hadn't qualified as a teacher. And two things happened. The very first morning, I was ready, and a group of young guys came in, and they came into our house. And my mother had this religious picture hanging on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And ours was the last, they called it, last safe house before school. So these guys would come in and take the cigarettes and put them behind this picture. And have a smoke. And, yeah. So but then the other thing that happened was, of course, I went to school with the younger brothers of John's or everybody else,
Yeah.
and they would say to me, they would talk to me about about my brother and what he was up to. So yeah.
Was they not past the school?
Hmm?
Was they not past the school?
Yeah, you'd have driven past the school when you're going down.
Yeah.
As you're going down the hill, there's an old school building there.
Okay.
I spent a summer teaching there,
On the way to
Oh, wow.
Port
and
New?
that's where Papa went to school.
Is that back towards Eldouard or towards Port New?
No, you're going down the hill. As you go down the hill,
Yeah.
near there's you can tell there's a schoolish building, isn't it? It's different.
Okay. We'll definitely keep an eye out.
Is that on the?
Have you turned round now? Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes,
turned
yes.
around and we
We're on our way to Port New.
just passed the church and turned toward Port New.
All right. So you carry on in
Yes.
Yes.
into Nyan, yes.
Yes. We're at what's the street called?
We just passed the church again on the way to Port New, so
We're at St. Canals National School.
That's at Connell's National. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, as you go over that little bridge, yes.
We haven't
Go
hit the
to Port
bridge
New.
yet, but
I think we did
You
pass
pass the church now again. Yeah, past
Yeah,
the
yeah,
church, and
yeah.
you're going. There's a little river. You pass that, yeah.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, and on the left there's another famous place, Kennedy's.
Oh,
Oh,
For years, Kennedy's pub, and that was famous because the guy Kennedy, he was quite a character. But also, it was known because after funerals, it was the ideal place people went.
what?
oh,
What?
really?
And that's what we had when Joe's ashes came. We brought Joe's ashes home. We had a do, as they say, and we all met together there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I remember some stories about my father and Joe at funerals doing pretty crazy stuff.
Actually, go straight up here.
What about the one?
Well, they did. A cousin of ours who had died. I remember him, an oldish man. He was spent,
He was spent.
and you'd meet him along the road. He was highly educated, but he would ask me questions in geography or whatever it was. But anyway, the old guy died,
Yeah.
and when at a wake, the people would, have their drinks and smoke or whatever it was,
Yeah.
and then they'd get to the serious part of saying the rosary.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Joe had a well-known friend, Tony Manilas. Tony was a likable rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all was going quietly. The ladies were quietly in another room. And suddenly, during the Hail Mary, something happened.
Yeah.
And this little old man sat up. Because he was tied together round the bed
Yeah.
with a bit of light rope,
Yeah.
and suddenly managed to, with a knife, through.
So he popped up.
Cut the rope, and the old man popped up. My
God.
father had Joe. I don't know how Joe escaped it, but he himself didn't do it. But he was part of the
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I remember a few of those stories.
your brother would never. His brother would never get into any trouble like that. So he was Joe.
Now we're going down a big hill to Port New. We're at the cliff.
Yeah.
We can look over the ocean
We're
and see
here.
it now. That's your guys' beach,
Yeah.
right? Narrated.
Where are you now? Have you gone down the hill? Oh yeah, down the
Yeah.
hill. Yeah, the house
Yeah.
is there. There's a car going along, and
Yeah.
on the right there's the co-op.
Straight.
I don't know if it's still going. Co-op.
So that's where you got your shares.
It says
Yeah. My father was a shareholder there.
it actually
Yeah.
says
Andorra Bar.
Ardwara Bar.
Andorra Bar.
Oh, that's the difference. That's on the left.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there a co-op or a shop on the right?
On the right.
Let's see what's on the right.
It's probably gone now.
No. Oh yeah,
coming up
that's
on
it's gone.
something,
It's
yeah.
closed. Yeah.
There's
The
this
Nar-
There's
building
just
over
small
here.
houses.
narrated.
The one on the left, your dad spent all this time there. Your dad
Really?
didn't drink.
Right, I heard that.
He didn't drink.
Yeah.
Why? Do you know why?
Unlike Joe.
Right.
Joe made off with him. So you're driving down there, and there's a nice pub here on the left.
It's closed now, isn't it?
Like,
Where-
I think it's closed.
There's a Nora
I
bar.
can see. What does it say?
That's a Nora bar.
Inora?
Yeah, I think that's.
that way.
That's the. Yeah.
That's been done up, hasn't it?
Yeah. And that's as you go straight down there.
We're at
You go onto the strap.
Tra Beach.
Go down to no. After you pass, don't go around the corner. Go straight down
Oh,
there.
okay. We'll turn around and go
Okay,
straight.
okay. Good. There's a little. Let's see here. Yeah, I can turn around.
Is that usually, what's his name, famous
If you
chef?
yeah.
What's his name?
As you pass the hotel, just go straight down.
Okay.
And there's a golf club.
Yes, we see the golf club.
Yeah, you're okay.
Golf club, and then you've got what's called the Strand, yeah. And then there's miles of beach there.
Can I get out?
Yeah, stop.
Let them go
Let
past.
them go past.
Is there just one?
Okay.
Yeah, just one.
Can I just count? I'm not gonna hit that.
No, you're good on this side.
How about behind me?
I think you're okay.
I would.
Tell how far.
Can you go forward now? Stop now. Stop.
Yeah. Sorry, we're just turning around.
We're in a camper van, so it's big.
Big.
It is big, yeah, I bet.
Okay, stop.
There it is.
Okay, now we're going
Nice.
down.
We're back on the road.
We're
Yeah.
back.
Give it a turn so he can see where we're going.
We're going towards the golf club, Cahill.
Yeah, so we're going.
Yeah,
back.
I would just, don't worry about going by the golf club. You just park along the side there, and you just walk down onto the beach.
Perfect.
There's some shops there, yeah. Also, this is a place frequented by your dad
Frequented.
No way.
Yes, I'm sure. I heard he was here all the time.
because the weather has changed things. We had lovely what do you call it?
Sand dunes.
Big sand dunes, and about 12 years ago, a lot of them were blown away. But it is a favorite place. When I was little, with my friends, we used to go along the sand dunes, getting educated.
Educated.
We're at.
Well, we could see people of both sexes in the sand dunes.
Oh.
Educated. Okay.
But your father used to say to me, "Oh no, we're always looking for something." So yeah, those were the places. Yeah, my mother.
I want to say that this place
So
is wine
this-
bottles from the
this
sat
is-
on the rock. Remember?
Was it?
We sat on the rock. I think to
Yeah.
Tracy, it didn't mind.
If you go on the actual beach itself,
Can you open this?
there once a year we used to have the Paris de Sport.
In the middle of that, right? Because that water goes
In the
away.
middle of that
you
was
cross.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it
wow.
didn't come from far and near. Now the thing about it, I'm not boasting, but Joe was a small guy. He long distance.
Yeah.
We got a pound or two for it. It was good. He normally won the long distance.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the money. I also short distance. I did usually one or two of the races. So we made a money there. Yeah, I did run about that when I was young. So that was good.
It was in the middle of this
But that, now, the island out there is historic. It's some of the remains of go back centuries there.
Really?
on that.
Yeah, you can see it.
I mean, can
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're,
Yeah, there'll be a lot of drownings there because the tide just doesn't come in naturally.
Comes from both sides, doesn't it?
Yeah, the rocks at the back of the island have an affair of how the tides run.
Tidal waves.
Tidal waves. But
Oh my
that was
God.
known there for the sports. Now, That Portneuf then, if you go, retrace, if you, so that's, you can wander around there, but that's shore goes around the coast for about 15, 20 miles.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So you
And, oh yes, the other interesting thing there is, I remember Joe and your dad, the one thing they did do, when the tides came in, seaweed, yes,
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot
came
of
in.
seaweed.
Now, I'm not talking about the small bits. The great big looks like stalks, they're about 4 or 5 feet long,
Yeah.
And it was, what do you call it? Help me out there. It's not seaweed.
It is seaweed.
Kelp.
It is seaweed, but a large,
It's edible seaweed.
Kelp?
large.
Yeah.
This seaweed, they two things. I remember seeing
They took with it.
Dad and Joe, and they would have the pony and cart, and they would be up to the bottoms, bare feet, getting the seaweed, putting it in, taking it on the cart. And if you've got a lot of other people be doing the same, if you've got a lorry load of this seaweed used for making iodine.
Iodine, that was it. Yeah.
Oh,
Iodine.
yeah.
That's
they would-
right, but the pronunciation. But
And they'd walk that to Ardoir.
and they would get a pound for a lorry load of this.
Oh,
But they
wow.
would be up to here in the freezing cold.
How
Yeah.
big is a lorry load?
Oh, a big truck, a large truck.
But they didn't have a truck. They'd walk it, right? They'd walk a cart.
Oh, they would have hired somebody. They would have hired. There'd always be somebody would have a truck that used for getting being turf or.
Oh,
yeah,
so they'd go.
taking
Okay.
it.
But we
They'd
could.
also
Tractors.
they'd also use some of it to put on their own, my father's cart, and bring that onto our fields and use it as manure.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And then you could walk across to the island, like at.
At certain times, yeah.
We did it the last time, didn't we?
We did.
Yes.
You can follow other people doing, but it's summertime, yeah.
We got to be really careful.
The old
with closes.
and the old monastery goes back hundreds and hundreds of years,
So your field
and
day would
people
be.
go as a place of. Sorry.
Your field day would be in the middle of the ocean. What we're seeing right now, right? It'd be right there, in between the island. You said. That's where you'd have field day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sports field, would be, because the tide would be much further out. Yeah.
And so, did you say
But
there's
the
a?
island you can see is the one we walked across to.
Did you
Right.
say there's a monastery on the island?
There was the monastery.
Yeah.
It had been a monastery in the island, yes, and the rocks and
Let's see it.
historically a lot of it is still there.
We didn't stay that long because we were worried we'd get lost on there and there was no boats to get
That
us
wouldn't be
back.
good.
My mother and them used to go there, and this is the other thing. If families came from Ardra or something, they would go and do this, and my mother would bring them back to the house so they would have some refreshments. So
Would you ever get stuck?
yeah,
Did anyone get
Sorry?
stuck? Did anyone ever get stuck over there?
I really don't know, but you had to be very, very careful because the tide came in, and on either side of you, I was there when the young guy drowned because you watched it very carefully. Oh yes, the other one at the back of that island, you've got another very large island, biggest around, Arnmore. It's 11 miles away. I think there are about over 1,000 people live there.
Oh. On the other side of the
Our
island?
neighbours nearby had a boat with an outboard engine. And Joe and 12 of them gathered together at the pier, which you'll see in Portneuf, and they decided to go to Arnmore for the day. Now, they just had this outboard, and they had, I suppose they all had a drink, but anyway, they spent the day in Arnmore Island, and they came back. but the tides were, you could hear the tides lashing against the rocks, and they knew that they were in trouble.
12 of them?
And 12 of them. The tide was high. It was dark then, and they had nothing. They were just listening to the waves and see. They just by luck managed. They hit against the rock.
Oh.
Hit against the rock, and the boat got wedged first of all.
Oh.
Eventually, by just pure luck, yeah.
Wow.
One or two of them swam, but they escaped. But,
Someone died at Port New last year, didn't they?
but many years there are people drowned there because I never learned to swim. None of us learned to swim because there's a fear of it. Because fishermen would get lost. Because of course the fishermen, doesn't matter how well you can swim if you've got those big waders on you.
Yeah.
That's it. But that's yeah.
You had a river in your
But then
backyard.
we never learned to swim.
You had a river in your backyard and
All
your
we
ocean
used
here.
to do was, as young guys, in the rocks, there were a lot of nuns used to come during the holidays as a place of rest. And we thought it was a good day standing on the hills watching them getting ready for getting dressed for a swim.
Oh, wow.
We didn't know anything.
Well, no one's in the water right
So
now.
there we are.
Could Papa swim?
Sorry?
Could my dad swim?
No,
Oh.
not to my knowledge. No.
That's you lived on a river and you're right here on the ocean and you guys didn't know how to swim.
Wow.
No,
That's what you tried to do in the wheelbarrow.
the other thing is I love the sea. I love the water.
Yes.
And
Dad and your brother
no,
were just completely crazy.
no. Anyway, I used to get into all sorts of things. Probably I learned a lot from your brother, my brother. But we kept pigs. Yeah.
Good pigs?
And we had a trough, and you'd put food into that for the pig, yeah.
Yeah.
And I always looked at it across the water, the other side, because the nut trees there were supposed to be excellent, and I only once went round by another 4 or 5 miles to get to them. But this day I thought it must be possible to cross over, so I took the pig's trough. And I went down to the place where my mother used to do the washing, and I got in there first of all and got out a little bit, but then the water started coming in and I put more and more sand in, and I was doing quite well until I heard a shout. He called me a little, I don't know what he called me, and he thumped me all the way back home. I couldn't think it was deep water. It was almost bottomless. It was I had to go down. That was it. So that was Joe.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Another thing was in the evenings, people would come around to the house. The old man would come and tell stories. Ghost stories.
Right.
Yeah, and all sorts of things. And I remember my good friend lived. The old people next door to me. There's a place for getting together, and people be telling these amazing stories. And then we didn't want to leave. It was just pitch dark. And so I remember I would go out and he'd go one way, I went the other way, and kept calling to each other. But that was it. Anyway. Lots of things went on. There was a lot of fun. The church is important. Not that we're great Christians, but yeah.
And then
Anyway, are you going off to what do you call it now?
Port New.
We're gonna head towards Port New.
Yes.
Port New.
What did you think about Nancy's?
Oh, we loved it. It was
It
fun.
was awesome. It was
Super
such a
fun.
A
cool.
little too fun. My kids didn't get home till 4.
And they
Yeah,
close
I
at midnight, supposedly.
And they close at
Was that
midnight.
with
They didn't
Siobhan?
close at midnight.
Yes, it was with Siobhan and
Caramel.
Carmel.
Yeah, they're a little crazy.
And Carmel's completely mad.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, she is.
Might
She
just
is.
fuck
Yeah.
around up here.
There is another cousin in the town.
Fiona or Kenneth?
Dolores.
Oh my
Dolores.
gosh. We haven't. We haven't
If
The whole of Oswald's related
Yeah,
to
you turn
us.
around.
yes,
Dolores.
if you want to get take a good view, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
of Port New, right?
We're heading to Port New now.
All right.
This is a pretty beach,
Oh,
though.
you're going
You're-
round Port
I heard
New.
it's white sand in
and
the
you-
summer. What?
And then if you stop up, there's a church there.
And by the post office.
The church.
So we're heading back towards Port New. How far is Port New from? Is this Narran Beach? Is that where we are?
You just together.
Yeah,
So
there's Narran
you
Beach.
come off the beach.
Yes.
You go up, and you turn right, going towards Port New. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
The road goes round a sort of circle.
I think we're.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're.
Stay on it.
To the right.
Oh, now we got it. Okay, now we're going up,
Then you're gonna take a right at the green
Up,
building.
up the hill. Yeah.
and then make a right.
Yep.
And the top of the hill. Top of the hill on the left, you've got the Church of Church of England.
Church of England.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's
You
here.
turn to right. We have it.
Anyway, the reason it's not so much the church is if you park there, the view you'll get.
It's amazing.
Oh, at the
Really?
top.
Okay.
Yes, yes. We saw it. We were up there, and it was pretty. Now we're heading towards Port New.
So, when we met up for the first reunion, we've got a picture of all of the family there.
Oh, really?
Oh, at the church?
With Karen and Suzanne and a whole lot of us.
Yeah.
Oh, was I in the picture?
You were.
Okay. Was it here? I don't remember this at all.
So it depends where you want to go from this now.
I think we're going towards Port New.
Yeah, Port New is not a big place. There's a couple of shops and a pier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll turn around there then.
Yeah.
Is it pretty close to Narran?
When you pass Nyan is the first pub. When you came down that little hill, and there was a shop and a pub. That's Nyan.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the beach is Nyan. That's the whole place is called
Oh,
Nyan.
okay.
That's it. Yes, yes.
Nice.
Gotcha.
That's where my father spent most of his time. I heard. Is at
Yeah.
that beach. Yeah.
Riley, can you take that map off? It's glaring in the face.
Let's see. If we do, Port, so, how far are we from Port New again?
Like less than a kilometer.
Careful the corner.
You got a sharp right turn. You got it up.
Two-way.
Oh, look at this.
I said about
The
that.
view up here is pretty.
So what should
Wow.
We should be.
brilliant view, isn't it?
Oh,
I think
yes.
we're coming up on the
We have the
church.
Oh, my
wow.
god.
But yeah, this view
Wait,
is
say quickly.
incredible.
Wow.
You park right here?
Yeah.
Is this the church?
Wow.
But if you go past and you just look down on the beach and that, it's so pretty.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god, stop.
I hate these boots.
Here, let me go here.
We're at the view.
Yeah.
I think this is the church you were talking about.
Yeah, and opposite that is the view is amazing.
Oh, it is absolutely incredible. You can really see the whole island. They were surfed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we had the fucking picture.
I think we need to take a
Yeah.
picture here
And the
too.
reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's like a lot of people.
Beautiful.
In the summertime, tourist visits come from Northern Ireland and so on. And a lot of them have private houses here.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It's because
It's so nice.
It's just idyllic.
And this is why people staying there, lots of them made their way out to my mum Susanna for the hens or the eggs or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But when you went down to the beach, on the right hand side, you went down Strand.
Yeah.
There's a caravan site.
Yeah, it says Boyle.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
maybe,
so
yeah.
He owns
Yeah.
he owns a lot of the island. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Was
there's not much. Yeah.
The only other thing, I don't know what else you've got on your. One of the drives that is quite something is Ganesh Pass.
we did it
It's a
yesterday.
mountain pass. Okay?
We did it yesterday.
Yeah.
You did good,
That's,
thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
that's
beautiful.
something, isn't it?
It was.
It was
something, yes.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
And
believe.
I kind of think, because you like about the family and different things, maybe drive up to Kenneth. What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah. I think we're gonna hit Kenneth. I can't believe how many amazing places just within 20 miles of Ardoise. Yesterday we never went
Yeah.
more than 22 miles, and we saw all kinds of different
Yeah.
areas.
But
And
yeah, if you
cliffs
go to Kenneth, just watch out. The dogs will go for the van, but just ignore them.
and Kenneth is. Do we pass him on the way to Port New, or I mean back to Ardoise?
Back towards Ardra.
Yeah.
You see, you can, where you are now, carry on
Uh-huh.
and through
If you go back.
one or two places of amazing historic interest, but and then you can get the road again towards Ardra again.
Okay.
If we go,
You know, it's best to go back towards there.
Yeah.
it's best to go back the other way.
I think having seen the views there, I think that's yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So what are your plans? Are you going to stop for a drink or something to eat, or what do you?